So, welcome to the first recording for Triple D. The way I believe I'm going to be doing this is as a true round robin. We had a pretty decent number of entries, I think a little over 13, so it's going to be a lot of rounds. But this kind of just means that everything gets to fight everything else. I did not have builders fighting their own craft for this. If I do a bracket out of this, I'll probably make it agnostic about whether or not you're fighting your own vehicle. We'll see what I decide to do. It's going to depend a lot on the results. It is going to be a long string of best of ones. There's 70 rounds, so there's going to be a lot. So the first couple we've got on screen is Cerulean Sky's Naked Redemption, which is a big, nasty pack craft. Kind of basic, but honestly, I respect that. It seems to mostly just kind of want to sit at a distance, at an altitude, and try to, well, blow you to pieces. It's got some lambs here, it looks like. And it's going to be going up against my second submission, the hovercraft here. I never really came up with a good name for it. Never really figured out what I wanted to do with the deco before I got swamped with real life stuff, internships, classes, teaching. You know how it is. She's, I don't know, I like the shape of it. It's got a lot of inspiration from the, like, weird 2000s obsession with various different hovercraft and every terrain vehicle. I'm not even going to say all terrain because, like, it just with the dumb side of things, that over-optimistic numpty shit. I've got some little Scud-looking rail launchers here, a weird little railgun-looking boy that it is real, like that's real. I've got some Halo Warthog Gauss cannons here that I'm actually pretty happy with how the deco came out for. You know, it's not exact, but it's thematic. Lots of fun little blades going all the way through it. It is actually like a true hovercraft. Even has a little missile launcher back here. All right. I have no idea how this is going to go. I didn't do any seeding. These are all just raw entries. I basically checked to make sure they followed the rules. Also, this EMP protection conduit, by the way, is unhinged, and I kind of adore it. Like, it just goes all the way around the craft and tries to make sure 90% of the time when EMP hits something, it's just going to go to a conduit, and then he's got the stone here to make sure that it's insulated. It's a fine idea. Like, actually, this is one of the ways you would do it. You would usually do the conduit with heavy armor, but that's heavy and actually cheaper than the EMP blocks, come to think of it. But this is a fun way of going about it. I approve. All right, let's see how they do. First round of shots from the hovercraft, missing pretty severely. It looks like we've triggered smoke on the pack craft. Speaking of the pack, the first one did seem to hit, but didn't disable anything. I think their altitude adjustments kind of canceled each other out there. Looks like a lot. Ooh, another big nasty pack hit. Anything important in there? Looks like another pure armor hit. I don't think this craft has enough meat to get very many of those pure armor hits. Doesn't look like the missiles have a chance in hell of getting there. Okay, but it looks like some incendiary hit the pack. Shit. I think that's gonna be it unless the repair bots specifically get the... Oh yeah, the Scud launchers on the hover are actually crayons. Oh man, unless the repair bots specifically pick that block. Oh, that sucks. I mean, it is a front sider, and that's one of the problems with front siding packs is that it's really goddamn hard to actually protect them. Oh, looks like we also managed to snipe off one of the rotors. Well, shoot. I think I am going to call that a little bit on the early side since the lasers are not offensive. The hovercraft has very big, very slow firing APS that hit really deep. So, just a couple lucky hits there. Alright. Okay, round 2. This is going to be Stoutland. I believe it's Stoutland. Oh, that's the wrong menu. We just want to go setup. Stoutlaw 100. And that's going to be going up against their entries. I really dislike sometimes the way this menu works. They have their Laboria and Factoria, which are heavy era chemical round penetrating kind of. They're just really trying to counter via spaced armor any kind of AP chemical rounds. Probably going to go really well for them because this is weak against functionally like sandblasters, packs, and there weren't many entries that went for that route. There were some entries with some HE missile spam. It's going to be pretty weak against that. It's going to lose a lot of health really fast. I do really like the shape of these little guys. They're really cool. I believe they're kind of, yeah, so they're kind of sort of hydrofoils. Lots of up props, lots of go fast. Got some missile secondaries. Nice little detection tower. I actually like this heavy armor hexagons here. They're pretty nice looking. I believe they have kind of different armaments. One of them, yeah, this one has a focus on these cool, like open release hatched missiles, custom hatched missiles. And they're nasty missiles too. I think these are laser designated frag missiles just meant to burrow through targets, if I'm recalling correctly. So these are going to be really scary to watch, whereas this one I think has a focus on mid-range, I think it was heat hesh. Nasty shells just meant to find weaknesses is what my brain's primarily remembering. That's going to be going up against my second multi-entry. This one is going to be the ekranoplane, which is an ekranoplane fashioned after the creepy-ass fucking Japanese Ronald McDonald. Its main weapon is it has 2 packs underneath it. It glides along the water till it gets close to a target. It hops up, it fires packs. Rinse and repeat, baby. It's big, it's fat. It's homely, but I mean, the chronoplanes look neat because of the concept, not because it's a pretty design. And also, you know, trying to make a flyer for this competition was a fucking nightmare. So, and the little boy here, he fires party mix shells. There's not really much else to it. 2 decent sized little APS party mixers. I had a lot of fun with the deco, making it look like one of those old retro diners. I think it came out all right. It's also hydrofoil. It's got little train wheels on the bottom. And of course, getting this kind of hydrofoil to actually work properly requires a decent bit of fiddling if you've ever tried to do it. Yeah, that's enough of the introduction, I think. Let's see how they get along. Flyers come in at 45 meters, by the way, and ships are spawned at 5 meters. The rules were that they need to be able to launch from the water. I checked all that already. Having them launch from the water in terms of a fight actually gives a huge advantage to the flyers because they rapidly change their altitude and the first volley of their opponent's weapons are going to miss because of that. So that's why things respond in the way they are. Okay. Yeah, I do see laser designators. Looks like they are angrily already targeting the ekranoplane. The hydrofoil has decided that it needed to fuck up real quick before it got its life together. Ekranoplane's first run, big miss. We do have party mix going on here, though. Looks like this has decided to swap targets. Oh, okay, they're not actually hydrofoils. They're just real fast little buggers, actually. Look how small it is. I love it. Whoa! Looks like the party mix sniped a turret off. How on earth? Oh, it looks like it actually... Oh. Excuse me? I've got to be honest. Oh. No, those are ammo boxes. Oh. Was the turret built on a local weapon controller that got EMP'd? That's the only thing I can think of, is if the root block of this turret was an AI and it just got popped. These party mix do have EMP. I think they're EMP, heat, HESH, incendiary, and... Oh no, they're not EMP, they're disruptor conduits, because fuck shields. Right. Whoa. So the pack is 1 thump and 1 HE. Oh man, and as can be seen, it's very brutal in terms of top attack, man. Yikes. These ships were very much meant to be fast broadsiders. This is kind of an accidental, horrible, worst case scenario matchup for them. Oh yeah, frag too. Yeah, watching that one die, it looks like it's getting hit with a disruptor conduit, and the disruptor conduit has enough EMP charge that it's... Oh, we got the DQ nuke. Oh my god, the nukes make wakes. Oh, the render distance mod just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, the disruptor conduits appear to have enough jolt that they're hitting the turrets and propagating down through them and killing them. Fuck, that really sucks. Straight up worst case scenario, I think, for these guys. They had a bit of a EMP weakness, and they had a top attack weakness because they are just not meant to be going up against something that's shooting down onto them. Oh, that seems to have found a weak point and hit ammo. Yeah, they're going up against 2 craft that shoot down on top of them, and they're just so not designed for that. This really sucks. I'm really sorry about the bad matchup, but it's a round robin, so we are going to see you 12 more times. And, you know, helps minimize some of the bad matchups. It looks like we are slowly turning into a submarine here. I'm going to assume that's from engine damage. We're not quite in DQ range yet. Nobody submitted any craft that kind of just chill out mostly under the waterline and just poke their weapons and stuff out. It was allowed by the rule set, but it's not easy to do. Yeah, it's such a shame because these guys are so fast and dodgy that like they genuinely avoid the ekranoplane's ability to fire at them. Oh, we're popping back up out of the water. It does look like we don't have any remaining munitions, though. Has a lot of parts. Looks like it's all a pleek. So probably an HE round hitting. Where did we go? Hello? Oh, there we are. The ekranoplane can't detect it because it's underwater. So, yeah, no one can detect it until it pops up, and now suddenly it can be shot at again. Alright, since there's no weapons, I think I'm going to save us the minute. Okay, next up, we are going to have the first couple rounds are a little bit screwy so that I could get more variation later on, so bear with me for a second. There's going to be a couple of repeats, and then it's going to be a much better grab bag / mix of who's fighting who. So this one's going to be Cerulean Skies, Nasty Packcraft going up against Jacques' first entry, Jacques Parenteau. They've got these adorable little guys as a double entry. They are identical. Got some heavy armor to keep the front of the turret safe. We've got some missiles, I hope. Otherwise, oof. This boy looks like it might be a deck mount. It is a deck mount. I love that. Hella old school. Nice, walkable as always with Jock. They really go on the utmost to make sure that their craft are really cool interior and exterior. I wonder, do we have any below deck crew quarters? Oh, right, they had this engine, which is just like, it's just aesthetically very pretty. Ring shields. I think Jock might have been the only person to bring ring shields. Such a freaking shame. I love ring shields. I wish they were better. Got these gorgeous props that are, they're double deck just to do it. Like, just to do it. Just to show the transmission going down. It's just to be gorgeous. Like, some of the stuff I really love about Jock's craft. Looks like these might be interceptors. We'll see when they fire. Alright, let's see how the double entry does against the massive angry pack. Well, that went straight through. Looks like it went straight through the front of the ship, though, so nothing important hit. Does look like those are offensive small missiles. They are torpedoes. That's wildly unfortunate for the torpedoes. Oh, I like these zippy, fast, top attack incendiary missiles. That's really cool. Another big shot going out. Looks like, again, this is going straight through anything. Oh, it got real close to AI. I saw a rubber block. Why are you shooting torpedoes, little buddy? He's in the sky. You can't hit him. I really like these top attack missiles. And they're getting through, too. Looks like they're short range. Either that or they're long range with, like, max acceleration. Looks like this has firing restriction guidelines. For the best. We do have some fires. Craft not moving super fast, and it's incendiary from... Oh, look at that, okay. That looks like Hesh, I want to say? Maybe it's heat. I really like these super fast small missiles. Steam, uh-oh. Looks like we hit an engine. I think it was on this guy here. It might actually be that the turret overlaps a little bit with the, Did you just hit yourself? Sorry, I just saw frags. Oh! We appear to have managed to hit one of the rotors. The rotors are not terribly well protected on this. And it is now vulnerable to torpedoes. I Ironically, it looks to be slightly safer from the small missiles. You guys not going to shoot any torpedoes now? Was that only fun to do when they were, that probably should have a restriction arc so that it can't turn like this. Nice slow-firing, thumpy APS. Okay, here are the torpedoes. Oddly enough, that... Oh, there they go. Does look like... Yeah, they're making contact. I wonder... Is there enough of a firing arc for that pack to be able to hit things above it? I've heard it fire in a while, but it's pretty slow. The pierce on it may have been better off as HE. But it's really hard to say. It's such a strong pack that it's definitely able to get through, you know, whatever it hits. I just wonder if as Thump or HE it may have been more able to disable weapon systems and cripple these smaller vehicles. It's such a hard call because most of the time it would be coming in from a kind of shallow angle, so it's functionally as if it's a water-based broadsider in that regard. Oh, it looks like the pack is now unsafe to fire and or damaged. Whoa, we've lost the second rotor. I think that's gonna be a sink. There it goes. Alright, next up, and I think this is where we start to diverge from the little bit of redundancy because we've got Jock's Aerostars still on the horizon there. Maxolotl was an absolute fucking champion this time round. Sent in 3 submissions. This was their third one. This one took them a little while because it was just hard to get working. As you can see, it's kind of a funky hybrid ekranoplan. It also, I believe, it's using high-tech weapons. This is a plasma, and I think kind of a plasma half bomber, half normal-ass fighter. Looks like we've got some missiles here, too. I adore that it's chunky. I love that it looks like a blimp. I actually really appreciate the shape of it. It really has. This one's more of like a retro aesthetic. This is something 60s, 50s, 60s, you know, that kind of rounded bubble. And a lot of their stuff had that kind of aesthetic. Love it. The only thing I was concerned about when I was looking at it were these top plasma and whether or not they'd ever, these little orbs, these little vacuum tubes. I just don't know if these top plasma are ever going to have like a firing arc to hit opponents. I'm also extremely concerned about these thrusters and thrust balancing. Look at these struts. But the design and the quirkiness and the weird over-the-top aesthetic, I absolutely love. So let's see how it does against Jacques Aerostars. Should be interesting since they have a variety of different munitions. Oh, they're kind of like little drop missiles. Oh, they've got missile deco too. Oh no! Oh, I love that you used the cram barrel for the back. That actually really looks like a rocket back. That's such a good idea. Let's check out and see if these top plasma... They can! Cool. Well, that'll teach me to be a doubter. It's like one of the Aerostars briefly went out of range. That's probably going to happen against faster craft like this on occasion. Oh, the rotors are doing that thing. I wonder if he did that on purpose to just freeze frame them. Or if he would have been better off adjusting in the custom prop menu. You can set their like emulated rotation speed since they're not actually rotating at, you know, hyper seizure. Yeah, if you tweak that, you can get them still spinning, and you can even get them spinning kind of slow on average too. It does look like the Aerostars are having a really damn hard time hitting and keeping up with Maxolotl's third entry here. One is reporting 0% firepower, which I don't think is true. This one has really been kind of... Whoa! We had some kind of internal detonation. From plasma, no less. Oh, I see it burrowed in the front here. Got ammo. Oh no! I think that was a missile. Oh, it blew out the ring shields. These missiles are kind of nasty little frag buggers, aren't they? I think the low velocity of the APS on the Aerostars combined with the kind of short range, less maneuverable missiles really making it challenging for them to keep pace with and hit the Arrogance, which is largely stayed intact, it seems. Despite the best attempts of these poor missiles, man. They're fucking trying. It's like we're about to get a DQ nuke from the Aerostar over here. I think I set the DQ to 40 to be nice and lenient with people, but it's mostly engine dead or steering dead and heading out in the wrong direction. Okay, water-based DQ nukes might be one of my new favorite things in From the Depths. I love how these little things look. They've got that kind of ironclad thing. They almost look like they could have a tumble home paddle wheel going on here. Like, God, they're so cool. This seems like a bit of an unfortunate matchup. I think it is going to struggle. Jock's entries, that is. I think they are going to have difficulty with faster craft. The Arrogance obeys all the rules. It doesn't... You can see it in the distance. It's not egregiously varying altitude. In fact, its altitude's kind of rock steady. It's not really varying speed or anything. It's just that I think it's a little bit too fast for the shells on the Aerostar. Just kind of slowly getting taken apart here. Oh no, another ring shield! It is really cool to see plasma entries, man. You can see that the jets have to kind of toggle here rapidly in order for it to maintain its speed under the limit of the tournament. Clearly, this thing can go ludicrously fast with all of those custom jets. Oh, whiff. Ooh, we are down to essential components. Although, Is that from missiles? Like, no, it must have, it might be from missiles circling around and hitting the other side. That's what I was gonna ask. Sometimes it do be like that. Missiles and From the Depths are fucking hilarious, and the breadboard is going to be a fantastic way to play around with. Honestly, the heartbreaking thing about missiles and From the Depths, their default guidance is so close to being good. And it's just ever so slightly, like, not there. Okay, so that went to the arrogance. Okay, next up we have my hovercraft going up against one of my kind of favorite entries that I saw aesthetically so far. Or just period in the tournament, really. This is Maxolotls, or Maxolotls. They have the Real Great Bombardier and the One Who Toasts. And, like, this little multi-cram barrel bubble with a diner aesthetic and like a whole drum kit up top. They've got like a pavilion. I mean, this thing is cool. It's cool in like every fashion too. Like you've got these ridiculous looking mirrored thrusters front and back and these huge custom props that it does in fact actually use for turning. It's got props on the bottom to bob it out of the water so that the custom jets can take over propulsion for altitude control. I mean, it's got party mix crams. This is just ticking all of my boxes. This thing is just so cool. And it does also have, you can see these are basically deck guns. They're just very tall, chunky deck guns with a little bit of a turret ring around them that goes into hull, which is fantastic. Super fun, very retro. Again, like older retro, but in like the best way possible and absolutely what I was looking for. And the Great Bombardier, do not be fooled, this black hole is a black hole of missiles. Lots and lots of party mix missiles. It has a couple little simple APS, but the main story that this thing is trying to impart onto folks is have some missile defense. I think they all also have like varied custom smoke too. So let's see how things get along. Immediate do not bonk procedure here. Looks like they're settling into the altitudes that they actually want to be at now. It is in fact confetti based party mix missiles. Love that. We've got a rapid rail assisted, I think this was a pure heavy head kinetic slug thrower. I don't think my crams have a chance in hell. No, they're low velocity so that they can fire over each other. I think they're like 200 meters a second. So these are old crams, back when the limit was 200 meters a second anyway. Looks like the armor's holding up great so far. Bombardier kind of just chipping me away. It looks like the crams are having a hard time firing though, or rather making contact, which is fair because same. The party mix missiles, so good, man. Oh, looks like we have an anti-bonk routine going on here. Love to see the lack of bonk. Looks like we're getting chewed through pretty severely here. Uh-oh. Slowed down for a second, but didn't end up costing it. How are we looking? Oh, okay, so the cram has taken a little bit of fire. It looks largely intact, though. Some good spaced armor. And it looks like the body of the craft is really soaking up most of the hatred. Working out tremendously well for it. You can see here, though, things started getting a little bit close. The shells that the hovercraft puts out are pretty nasty. Hovercraft looking pretty beat up. Nothing essential looks threatened yet. Oh, okay. No, never mind. This cram's actually damaged. No! The cockpit! I would focus on the bombardier, but it's not taking any damage, so like... It looks like mostly the one who toasts is taking all the heat. Let's follow this guy around a little bit, because I love the way this thing drives. This thing's maneuver is so cool. It does look like maybe the custom jets in the front have been damaged. Yeah, okay. I could have just looked at the front to see that. Well, it's close enough. That's definitely going to make contact. That was some big damage done out to the hovercraft. Oh, the one who toasts is starting to kind of slow down a bit here. That might help it because it keeps drag-assing into the water, which may make some of the shells miss. Yeah, I watched some shells go underneath right then, in fact. Look at this. So this APS is a dual-purpose CWIS APS. And it looks as if it's now close enough that the crams can actually get to the main ship without getting shot down. Oh, first cram hit? Hell no, it's not. This is some nasty sustained damage. Lots of fire, lots of EMP looking for weak spots. I guess the fire is also looking for weak spots. Kind of fun just watching blocks fall off this thing. That was not even close. Oh yeah, that's right. It's got a little underslung missile launcher down there. One who toasts really proving to be... Oh, okay. It is. The guns are starting to really take some damage here. That's that might have been a cram hit because that's a lot of incendiary and it's lasting for a while. The crams on the hover are pure incendiary. It looks like the front gun is still fully intact and fully railing on the damn hovercraft. One intact firing piece, it seems, on the rear. We can see gun components, however, but what's so cool about this craft is that 90% of what Aimpoint is going to be shooting for is below where essential components are located. So it's really difficult to actually deal meaningful damage to this thing. And I think we're going to see its guns surviving a kind of bizarre amount of time in a lot of fights. Alright, that's the 5-minute timer. The team entry definitely takes that over the hovercraft. A solid 10% health lead. Firepower lead, I believe, as well. Well, there's no real way to quantify that easily. All right. For this next round, we are going to have Kevin Try, who also submitted 3 entries. This is going to be their G48. I think this was their final entry. You can see it's got some shield protection. Again, in their typical fashion, they're going for lots of kind of slow firing, super firing turrets. Very nasty shells. I think they mix slugs with just HE, and there might be some frag, but it's been a minute, so I don't quite recall. Nice, sleek hull. Lots of redundant detection. Taking advantage of the hydrofoils. Love this tower. Looks like it's got some heat decoys in here. Well, we got some smoke too. Yeah, just another really cool, very good Rampart style kind of aesthetic going on here. Looks like they've got a little bit of extra protection around the turrets. It's kind of cool spaced armor. I like that a lot. And it's going to be going up against Jacques' second entry, which is the Nova. Okay, so these are full turrets. Oh, is this walkable? Oh, it is. So we've got the front turret, well, big engine. Catwalks over the steam pipes. That's very ergonomic. We've got AI, lots of surge protectors. Some of the shells in here. Rear turret. Oh, an engine room. This looks like a low RPM turbocharged supercharged engine. Okay. Looks like our third turret here. Okay, and we end there. That's so cool, man. And I'm imagining that we can get to there from here. Very cool. Can go up onto the smokestack. Little lookout tower. Crow's nest, whatever you want to call it. Oh, look at this. More walkable space in here. Little kind of area just below. Oh, does this... Ah, okay, so this is access from the deck. And access to the deck. Before you get up into the control tower proper. Oh, this is really cool. Love all the seating. I'm willing to bet those are actual physical parts that you can sit into. Very nice entry. Looks like some chunky torpedoes. They may be missile secondary torpedoes. We'll have to see. And then some more mid-gauge, I'd say, APS. Nice looking props in the back here. I like the deco a lot. Or rather, I like how you decorated them. Good shape, too. Oh, we got some torpedoes. All right. Oh, you can walk through to the torpedo room. I missed that somehow. Oh, that's cool. All right. Boat on boat slugfest. They do appear to be torpedoes. The deck-mounted missiles. Immediately, we're seeing that the propulsion pods, sorry, on the 48 may be kind of vulnerable here to the torpedoes. Although Nova is starting to chunk out some firepower. Oh my god, it's already dead in the water. Oh no. Yeah, we look to be very engine dead. AA Mantlets here doing some serious heavy lifting. Looks like torpedoes are still go. All of them, for that matter. We saw some kind of launch up into the air there. I wish the wakes were... There we are! Okay, you just have to zoom out. God, that looks sick. The render distant mod. It's so good. Yeah, we've still got a lot of torpedoes actually heading out. It looks like we're at a long reload cycle on the H-48, which is kind of shedding some health. Lost a turret quickly too, it looks like. But, I mean, we saw how absolutely horrifying this thing's guns are. So we know that every volley into the DD, yeah, that did so much damage. What did we lose? Turret. 2 turrets, in fact. 2 turrets and some missiles. Wow, and that's basically, that had to have been done, yeah, through the keel. Heavy armor down here, too. Now that it's circled onto the far side, I think about the only possible firing we're going to see is from these front torps when they reload. Oh, no, never mind. The last remaining torpedo pod still firing. The H-48 still lagging behind just a little bit in health. Oh, dude. The turret didn't get sniped from the top. The base got killed by torpedoes. That rules. Alright, so we're now very much aware that the H-48 is very vulnerable to bottom attack. I don't know how much we'll see of that, but it's very cool to know, and very freaking cool to see. Yeah, it looks like firing restrictions are keeping these from going out right now. The H-48 has a minute and a half to make up 3%, give or take, health deficit, and also, and/or rather, if it completely disables the firepower, whatever reason these wakes don't want to trigger, on the Nova, can also score a win that way. Oh man, that was a lot of blocks. I see AI components, man. Yeah, look at that. Big AI center here. These torpedoes are just completely bypassing its checkerboarded era armor. Oh, we've got another reload cycle. Nasty volleys going out. I do like how they reload for full volleys like this. It's really freaking cinematic and cool. The Nova is out of materials. I'm going to assume that's because they were all blown up. It still has half of its firepower remaining, though. The H-48, just because of how APS function, isn't showing that it still has firepower, but we just saw that it does. However, the Nova wins by health, solidly. So, you built a very floaty boat, Jocks. Good shit. Okay, next up we have Maxilotl's second entry, the Melter, going up against the second entry, I believe. No, this would have been... Yes, this would have been the second. The 48 was the third. And the first was one we haven't seen yet. Another very cool Ramparts Onyx Watch kind of build. I think this one has radically different internal armor and very different armaments. You can see that instead of 3 barrels, we have 2. So it's kind of relying on a different kind of damage to get the job done. I think a lot of the hull was repurposed for this one as well, although you can see clearly there's a lot less of the checkerboarding than was present on the 48. Here, I think we have some laser-guided missiles. So we've got a couple big-ish APS. Deck-mounted APS. Interesting. Relying on the block count of the craft. And then I believe these are dynamically super-firing simple weapons, which is very fun. And it's all kind of mounted on this really kind of quirky... Oh, I like the way this matches the taper. That's a really cool little detail. Really quirky kind of trireme going on here. Oh, we've got some medium missiles too. Almost missed these. I'm going to guess these are our big, like, incendiary with lots of reinforced. Guess we're gonna find out. Maybe they're just thump. Ooh, remote guidance thump could be so nasty. Remote guidance thump is like just one of the nastiest kinds of missiles you can make, period. I don't know how effective it will be against the H-47 though. Let's find out. Is that... That's a detection buoy. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's gonna bonk. I guess they do give detections while they're moving. I think that was the thump missile volley. Or maybe that was the smalls. Doesn't look like we lost. Do you have torpedoes too? I saw torpedo waves. Hold on. Where your torps at? Nope, something's just able to double as a torpedo. Interesting. Oh, I think these are our thumpy boys here. Definitely fast top attack. Boom! Oh yeah, that's hella thump. That is ripping chunks of health off. Oh! Hey, one of them hit a turret. What a cool, quirky entry style. I'm really fascinated by this. Thump is so dangerous at small volumes like this. We are getting some weird DQs, but... Okay, wait, who blew up? Who's booming? Don't look like it's you. Go over here. Okay. Somebody somewhere lost ammo. And I don't see any clear... Oh, okay, that maybe... I like this, like, literal air gap of spaced armor here. Nice, dude. Looks as if everything... These are the dynamically super firing turrets I was mentioning earlier. So far, the melter holding up spectacularly to the extremely damaging alpha strikes that we've seen from Kevin's craft. Or Kev-Try, rather. Another reload cycle, another opportunity to cripple a craft. Oop. Okay, it's definitely been ammo going up on Kevin's here. scooting along. I guess, yeah, based on the front Azzy pods. You know, it's circling the target like this is actually great for detections, I guess. Bonk. Yeah, what a wild build. Just going for... That looks like a heat-tipped thump missile. Heat thump. All right. We're bringing some nasty-ass fucking off-meta shit here. Unless the heat are the small missiles, in which case. Yeah, this is just a collection of nasty shells and damage types for a kind of wood shell craft with thick armor. But the protection against chemical rounds just not mattering. And in fact is a bit of a liability when there's this much thump. Oh, it does look like this weapon has been completely disabled. This one looks like it got hella lucky. Somehow all the simple weapons are still alive. We do look as if we're starting to sink a little. This one somewhat less buoyant than Jock's entry the previous round. But the thump just does great numbers, man. I really like these vertical top attack guided thump missiles. These are really good. Up, turn, go in. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really good. So I guess they have no thrust, a one turn, so a delay on the thrust, a one turn, and then they go in. And it looks like they use turning thrusters. Great idea. They probably have extra fuel. It's a shame extra fuel doesn't add to incendiary, but incendiary is strong enough already, so I understand why it doesn't. It really needs absolutely no help. We have really just gutted the frontal section here, which is insane because it's been gutted almost entirely by thump. Well, it's not that insane. Thump missiles are, if you've never tried them, give it a whirl. Thump large missiles are one of the strongest weapon types in the game, and extremely difficult to deal with. As we're seeing now, thump medium missiles are also not slouches. I really like these little laser guided small heat missiles. Kev Tri is extremely well insulated against the heat, but I really like the concept. So that, by about a 15% health margin, is going to go to Maxolotl's Melter. Okay, next up, and probably the last of the weird repeats we're going to see before the round robin starts smoothing out and we've seen all the entries. We've got the H-48 again. The last one was the 47. The 48 is the one that has the 3 barrels and the slightly thicker armor. And that's going to be going up against Crudier's Tauronus Cruiser, which, I love these big rudders back here. Aha, that's what I thought. I thought I was remembering this one had a bit of a fun bit. So it's got a big underslung pack for bottom attack, and then 2 modest-sized APS. Now, it's thickly armored. It is a little bit... If I recall, the buoyancy centers and center of mass can be a little bit odd for it. Ooh, those are some exposed repair boots. Love the little bit of walkable interiors. It's a nice touch, man. Big, broad armor over here to protect the baby, which is this just insane pack. It looks like some armor got missed out on, but I mean, it's not really. I guess it is technically armoring the rotor base, the motor crank, I guess they're called, for the wow, that is right up against the pack, huh? Yeah, this is a cool entry. I love the underslung pack. I'm really excited to see how it does. And we've seen that the project series from Kev Try have a little bit of problem with bottom attack. So we did have a pack firing. Doesn't look as if it was too devastating this time. Looks like it hit some detection. So now, oh, that was an immediate gun pop right through the heavy armor. Doesn't care. Oh, I like it. I really like how this entryway is done. We had another pack fire. That took almost 2% off of the big ship here. Looks like that hit some AI. Don't love that. Yeah, there it is. Oh no! The mass and buoyancy I mentioned earlier. Come on. Come on. Had another pack fire. Doesn't look like that one hit anything important. We are on a reload cycle. This is really just going to be waiting to see, does the pack find turrets? Oh no. Looks like the Tyronus is capsizing again. Ah, for real this time. Although, this does bring the pack to bear. It is now no longer underslung. It is now just a normal turret. Ah, you hate to see it aim for the rear of a craft. It did do some damage and take out a bunch of blocks, but this is very funny. I wonder if it even has any functional detection anymore. Ooh. I think that was the second turret. It was. I feel like most of its detection would not be working anymore, which might explain the kind of weird shots. That was technically an under waterline shot, but I think it missed. Bummer. I think this was an unfortunate one for it to run into. A lot of buoyancy chambers got punched into very early on. The armaments on the H-48 are just very competent at rapidly destabilizing your weapons platform just because of the high payload. Yeah. They just take out so many blocks on each side so quickly. It really makes it extremely difficult unless your craft was built very specifically to try to prevent. Looks like a pack went right through. Unless you were built really. Oh man, that's heartbreaking. Yeah. But without specific mind paid to stability, and even if there was, and you just get kind of unlucky, Kev Try is gonna flip you. This one gonna hit, bud? It's hilarious because both of these, their weapons have kind of a long reload cycle. Although we are looking hella blind. That's a lot of wiggle. It's still connected. I think it just has 30-second reload time. I almost wonder if this pack had been HE, since it was hitting underslung. HE does get the damage bonus. Oh, you know what? It might not be firing because the engine is dead. I bet you that these rounds have absolutely found the... Yep. Oh, in fact, the weapons local... Yeah, the controller on the weapon's gone too. Okay. Next up, we have Kev Try's first entry, which was a single barrel, more bulky turret cap, Night Storm. This one, my opinion, might be the scariest of his 3 entries. It has a knack for destroying guns and doing so in short order. Weakness, just kind of, it puts fewer rounds downrange. We've almost done this in descending order. This one puts the fewest, scariest rounds at a time, and then the double and triple barrels have better dispersion of fire. But the damage this one does deal, huge HE damage. Really rips chunks and things. And it's going to be going up against my little favorite pet entry here by Maxolotl. I fucking love these two guys. They're just so cool. This time choosing to kind of swivel over and around each other. Looks like every single one of those crams hit Nightstorm, who's looking mostly unfazed. The small missiles choosing to go after the tower with serious prejudice. Yeah, this one's got a consistent rate of fire, so it does just kind of pick away at you. I have to wonder though, all the top attack from these crams and the missile volleys, how is it going to do against that? That cram volley kind of burrowing a hole here. Smoke? Smoke. A little bit more anti-bonk avoidance here. Love to see it. Fantastic alternative to bonking. You know, I think Maxolotl's missile volleys have a little bit of trouble on flat targets low on the waterline. Oh, those actually were basically at the far limit of their range. Crams coming in and hitting. Nice EMP jolt going through there. Doesn't look like it did too much damage. We're still largely all cylinders firing on both entries. Oh yeah, okay. We did have a hit to the gun, but the spaced armor held up. Looks like another hit here, or near there. Most of the hits, again, targeting down here. Ooh. Fair. Prefab engine because it fit. Fair enough. Yeah, targeting the block counts, man. It's hard. Ooh, okay. Well, a lot of its thrust back here and some of its up thrust has been damaged. It's hard to hit these things in places that matter because of the way Max has thrown them together. It's just like immediately. God, those props are so cool. Oh, look at that. This has has munition defense in the back. Okay, I see. I guess these two must be munition defense. So it's actually somewhat well defended against... Oh, okay, we finally have a weapon death here. It's actually kind of well defended against these crams, theoretically. Turret slowly being chewed away. Yeah, look at that. It took out the first couple crams. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm not the only one who brought munition defense. Looks like we do have a little bit of oxidizer to keep these going. Great idea. Ooh. Direct hit to that turret. I believe that one was already dead, though. The confetti trails are great. All in all, everyone's kind of keeping most of their firepower alive. The Night Rain, of course, you know, it's lost 2 turrets. So it is struggling just a little bit in comparison. But no serious deaths yet. And I mean, Max's entry is really holding up well. This little guy is so freaking neat. It does manage to take out like half of the volleys from that cram. Yeah, you'll have to excuse me for being a little bit snuffly and coffee. The season here has been unkind to anyone who is unfortunate enough to have sinuses. Night Rain may have taken a little bit of engine damage. It's looking kind of uncertain / chuggy in its movement, sluggish. Got a little bit of DQ points from the Bombardier. These 2 little guys are so freaking cool. Bombardier adding a little bit extra DQ points to its collection there, but not too bad. Looks like we lost another turret. All right. Right, because this is Stout Law. Yep. I knew I got that wrong. All right. We've got Stout Law 100's Turbo Pack. Going up against the dual entry, the Laboria and the Factoria. Let's go ahead and see how... Oh, actually, the Factoria and the Laboria are Stout Law. I'm sorry, I'm clearly starting to fade out a little bit here. I'm sorry about that, guys. It's Careerin's Turonus cruiser going up against Stout Law's Laboria and Factoria. That's a fast frickin' torpedo, man. Oh, those are the missiles. I guess they can also do torpedo stuff. Unless, does someone just have remote-guided torpedoes? Maybe I missed those. If so, spooky. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We missed something. Ah, the pack. I'm going to guess the pack touched the gun. That's a hell of a first shot. The Turonus Turbo Pack definitely doesn't love turning. Oh my god, another huge chunk of health missing. Doesn't look like it killed anything that time. Unless... unclear. Oh, here, okay. It just chewed through the rear. Alright, alright. Turonus just kind of chugging along there in the background. Ooh, we are getting low in the water. Okay, we popped our heads back up. Gotta keep that laser designator above water and also not occluded. Those look to be heat. Pack doesn't seem to know which one it wants to target here. I think the aim point is not having a fun time trying to figure out what to hit with all this era. Oh, we had another detonation. Thinking that's probably from the Turonus. The diversity in munition types here from the dual entry really helping out, I think. The top attack guided missiles. Oh, that was another really tragic pack shot. Where are you going, buddy? To space? Okay. You're sure that's where you want to be? Another pack shot. This one... missing important pieces, it looks like, again. The, top attack missiles here really struggling. It looks like a couple have lost. I see. Most of them seem to have been hit by a single pack round that severed their top pieces, which I'm going to assume were their guidance. That's what Pierce does. It disables weapons, man. Ooh. Big hit over here, got into a weapon turret, did not detonate it. It was a chart. Yup, it's at the top here. Oh, it sniped the connector is what it did. So that is a dead gun, regardless of the fact that most of it is alive. Looks like the missile connector, or the missiles here, have been taken offline. This portion of the entry, I believe, was all APS firepower as well, so that hurts. The main capacity to deal damage for both entries has been taken offline. Both of the dual entries, that is. This one has been stripped of its APS firepower. However, 55% of its firepower is in pack. Can we spot which one it fired at based on block confetti? Nope. Alright, well. Wow, that's an extremely narrow... Huh. I'm going to say that the tiebreaker is broken by the Tauronus having 55% firepower remaining compared to the 31% on the team entry.